This is Everywhere I Go. I'm Jami Lunde, and this show is my dream. I'm a single wanderlusting vagabond of a girl, living with my two dogs, Phoenix and Jessie, in a small, pink 1959 vintage travel trailer in the Redstone, Colorado Canyon country. I'm a musician, writer, painter, photographer, gardener, baker, crafter, rafter, kayaker, mountain climber, camper, backpacker, skier, and hot springer. I've spent a lifetime trying to find a man who wanted to live my dreams with me. I failed miserably, winding up depressed, disappointed, and heartbroken. So now I'm taking the bull by the horns, and I'm going to live as many of my dreams as I can in the life that's always been waiting for me. So follow me everywhere I go. I am surprised, as always, by how easy the act of leaving is and how good it feels. A magenta Sharpie runs a thick line across these 3 days in July, time I've set aside just for me and the dogs. A getaway, an adventure to a place I've never been. I'm tired though, it's been a long week. I think maybe I should just stay home and get shit done around the trailers. Mow the grass, fix the tarps on the roofs, do the dishes, walk the dogs. I decide to sleep on it. In the morning around 5:30, I get up with the dogs, who get up with the sun, and realize this is time I've set aside just for me, and I owe it to myself to just pack up and go. There's an Asian proverb that says, it's better to see something once than to hear about it 1,000 times. So I load up my car and head out across the Great Divide. Nothing behind me, everything ahead of me, as is ever so on the road. I'm heading to the Twin Lakes on the east side of Independence Pass, north of Buena Vista and south of Leadville. When I get there though, it just looks all wrong. Too big, too close to the road, not far enough off the beaten path. So I keep driving, farther, in the shadows of 14,000-foot mountains, up and over Independence Pass. It's Saturday, and the road is a total shit show. RVs and pull-offs full of cars stuffed with people taking selfies at points of interest to post on Facebook. Note to self, must get away from these people. I brake hard as I nearly pass a gravel Forest Service road on the left. I'm almost to Aspen. This looks like me, so I turn in and follow it. A sign says 4-wheel drive only. I keep going, past free camp spots that are closed because of a bear sighting a month ago. Seems strange. This is Colorado. Bears are everywhere. How about just posting a warning sign to put your food up? Isn't this America? Home of the brave, land of the free? I keep going, down miles of gnarled washboards and over boulders that my car seesaws over. A little over an hour of going 5 miles an hour, and I come up a rise, and I see the blue and the green. A turquoise glass lake surrounded by a cathedral of golden craggy mountains. This is it. What I didn't even know I was looking for. Adventure begins when the plans end. The further I go, the more streaming waterfalls, muddy bogs, and full-on creeks I cross. Some I scout, but others I just floor it through. I've got to carry enough speed to make it across without getting stuck or flattening a tire. The road is so rigid, my body absorbs every jarring bump. The three of us have just white-knuckled it. It's been over an hour of this heartless driving. There is no one around. And then, to my right, I see it. The perfect camp spot. And now it is the golden hour, and all these peaks around us are getting their moment in the sun. I don't know what this peak is called up here, but it is glorious. It's super buggy, lots of mosquitoes, lots of flies. Oh, my camp is right on this creek. And so that's awesome as well. So it's got all the perks of a great campsite for me. It has got a water feature, the creek. It has got magnificent mountains, check, perk. And then it's got like 0 to 10 people around here. And they're far away. It's like living out in the country and like your nearest neighbor is like 3 miles away. I mean, they're there down the road if you want to like run to their house if you're getting murdered. That's an option. But really, you're kind of out in the country by yourself. That's the way I feel today. I shouldn't take Jess for too long of a walk. She does have cancer. I found that out a couple weeks ago. And the doctor really wanted me to put her down immediately. I was like, just give me some medicine. Like, you know, I don't think she like needs to be put down in like 4 days. Like, give me some steroids. Let me see if her leg heals. She's got a couple hard tumors on her legs and on her side. And it was making her super limp, super lame, and you know, it sucks. But now she's on prednisone and she's kind of perking up. She's still, oh, there she is. Can you see her? She's just justing along. She's just walking along, just doing her thing. Happy to be out here. Oh, yes. And I don't know, we're just having it. This is beautiful. This is what I want to do, you know? So I'm so glad that I made myself come do this. And, you know, being a solo girl camper, I do have my stun gun, as always, with me. It makes me feel a little bit better. You know, just having some sort of protection, even if it's only psychological. I mean, you know, it's... Three things cannot be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. At 11,500 feet, I wake in layers of capulina down on a flower-patched Indian cantha blanket. Sun is shining in my eyes. My dogs are wide awake. I shake my pillows violently, hoping that all the dreams I lost last night will tumble out. I take my coffee down to the creek to come to my senses. I call the dogs down. Today, Phoenix is fearless. He wades into the swift creek in his furry boots, thinking he's a lab. He's a good dog to wade in the water with. Jess rolls around on the green grass. Her days fishing for rocks are long gone. She's 15. She's got cancer, but she's going down swinging. And I think everything is all right. It's been too long since I've seen columbines blooming like lavender stars. The Colorado state flower, named for the Latin word columba, which means dove, as it looked like the bird of peace. They stand so tall, delicate, beautiful, and strong. It's a gift just to breathe the air that dances with them.
Kill off the hours. You belong somewhere. You feel free.
The dogs and I set out for an excursion past our camp to hike to Anderson Lake towards the ghost town of Ruby that was abandoned in the late 1880s due to transportation difficulties. Makes sense. It even takes a lot to get all the way back here in a car. I can't fathom how people got here on foot, or even with horses, and built cabins that are still standing today. I guess everything's possible when there's silver to be mined and money to be made. It's crazy beautiful. The cerulean blue skies kiss my face, lush emerald green fields tickle my feet, and I rest my head on the softest white clouds. I haven't seen a single person. The only sound is of the rocky creek trickling down the stream bed from the snowy crags of the Siwatch Mountains. I am standing in the middle of a 360-degree postcard. But I didn't come this far to only come this far. Phoenix and I skip across another creek, yellow brick roading it into the magical land of wildflowers. We only have one life. Why aren't we running like we are on fire towards our wildest dreams?
Go find a lover, run away, let your heart be your guide. You deserve the deepest of cover. You belong in that home by and by. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong somewhere close to me, far away from your trouble and worry. You belong somewhere you feel free. You belong somewhere you feel free.
That moment that just passed by was someone's greatest moment ever. And here comes another one. Grab it. Don't let it pass you by. I blow a kiss to Anderson Lake and Larson Peak and wave goodbye. Phoenix and I make a beeline back to Jess, the car, and to camp. I fix a bite to eat, soak my feet in the creek, and kick back in the grass with my besties. I do a little Bob Ross. I head down to Grizzly Reservoir with the dogs for an almost 3-hour tour, also known as a sunset cruise. I get the kayak ready to go while the dogs look on excited for what they know is about to happen. I can't imagine that soon Jess won't be with us anymore. There are 0 people out here on this nice lake. The bugs have gone away. Phoenix is laying down. Jess is looking up in the back. It's amazing that that mountain right there, 12 o'clock, that's the lake that we hiked up to today, at the base of that mountain. And then here we are kayaking as the sun's going down. There's this red cabin over here, and as I'm the only person out here, I mean besides Phoenix and Jesse and me, they're playing Jackson Brown, which is one of my all-time favorites. I was listening to Jackson Brown as I was loading the car up. It's just perfect. You may think that Jackson Brown is cheesy, But go back and listen to his records. He's got 1 million hits. And I saw him a couple years ago in concert. He brought about 27 acoustic guitars, most of them Gibsons. Played solo, looked amazing, sounded amazing. I heart Jackson Browne.
Well, I've been out walking. I don't do that much talking these days. These days I seem to think a lot about the things that I forgot to do. And all the times I had the chance to. And I had a lover. It's so hard to risk another these days. These days. Now if I seem to be afraid to live the life that I have made in song, well, it's just that I've been losing for so long. Well, I'll keep on moving on. Things are bound to be improving these days, one of these days. These days I'll sit on the cornerstone and count the time in quarter tones to 10. Don't confront me with my failures. I had not forgotten them.
I pack up the boat in the last light of day and roll into camp as the moon is rising from the tall pines. I stand still, absorbing its silent glow. I love what Virginia Erickson says. Highly sensitive beings suffer more, but they also love harder, dream wilder, and experience deeper horizons and bliss. When you're sensitive, you're alive in every sense of the word. And in this wildly beautiful world, sensitivity is your strength. Keep soaking in the light and spreading it to others. Extra special thanks to Mark Marin and Dean Del Rey, who remind me that when you're in your mid-40s and you've hit your last rock bottom, that's the exact place to choose to really begin living your dreams, whatever they may be. Here I am in bed, in my cozy Fitzroy down hoodie. I've got a cashmere hoodie on underneath with a capeline. I also have my expedition weight long underwear and a pair of down pants, which are my pride and joy. Down slippers and my cozy hat. I am under 2 sleeping bags. On my cozy bed, I pumped it up so it's extra firm tonight. I think that it, with the warmth and the cold, it just, you know, gets kind of saggy. Last night it kind of got a little bit saggy. So tonight, it's pumped up, I'm cozy. I can't remember having as good of a day as I had today with the dogs. Phoenix even had quite a bit of time off leash. I mean, like, his short leash was on him, but I let go of it and I just kind of let him do his thing when we were up at the lake, and then when we were getting the boat ready, and you know, when I go to try to grab the leash, then he wants to play, but if I say, come on, let's go, he'll follow me, and if I say stay, he'll stay, you know, for a little bit. And when we were walking down the trail today, you know, he was really good, you know, when I said stay, you know, because it was downhill and kind of, you know, kind of the rocks fall out from under you. And of course, like, I'm in my Chacos, so, you know, not always the best footwear for hiking up to 12,000 feet. But today couldn't have been any better. And the full moon is rising up over the Sawatch Range. The stars are out. My solar lights started working finally. And I had some apples and almond butter for dinner. And some cherries. And the dogs had their dinner. And I don't know, I'm just kind of blissed out, you know, just feeling like it's no problem. I'm sleeping outside, like, no tent, just on my bed with like a pop-up. I don't even have it lowered tonight, like, who cares? Like, I want to be able to see the stars and the moon and the silhouettes of the trees, and you know, it's just a super peaceful way to go, being out here for a few days just with my dogs. I don't miss anybody. Like, I like it just like this. And there's these guys that when I was driving up to the lake, or to the trail to the lake, and I was coming back down, these guys were like, what are you doing out here all by yourself? You know, like, they passed me and they just looked like trouble, and I kind of kept them in the back of my head all day, knowing that they were going to come past my camp again. So I was just kind of like, I had all my things ready. I don't know if I'm just paranoid or what, but I, you know, like, I have my whistle and my stun gun, and, you know, just, I'm always kind of like on alert, like, where are my keys, where's my cell phone? Not that it works, but is my car parked to where, you know, it can make an exit, you know, so like I back in so the car can, you know, not have to back out in case somebody comes. Like, I could just like floor it if I had to. You know, I'm always kind of thinking of my safety. So, you know, that's like the one thing. I was kind of thinking about getting a toy gun. I don't want a gun. I don't like guns. But just being out here by myself, you know, I was starting to think, like, if somebody came up to me and said, what are you doing? Or how are you doing? I could just be like, oh, you know, just thinking back to yesterday when I was out at the shooting range and how many bullseyes I shot just right in the middle. You know, I'm a really good aim. Just kind of thinking about saying stuff like that in case anybody said anything to me. But Anyway, those guys did come back by, and like, it's like the creepy guy, like I just didn't even make eye contact with them. I was kind of like doing my painting, and I could just hear him like giving me like that construction whistle, like woo woo, and it just creeped me out. Just totally makes me just scared, and it creeps me out thinking like these guys could like come back, you know. I don't know, shit like that happens, you know. I listen to way too many murder true crime podcasts, watch that shit on TV, and I don't know, it doesn't really scare me, it just makes me more aware of my surroundings. So I'm totally feeling great. I'm gonna read my book on the Philippines a little bit more, and probably fall asleep here before too long. Phoenix is in his little den underneath some pine trees. Jess is at my head on the floor, on the ground, with the Go Light down bag on top of her, so hopefully she stays warm. But the kayaking tonight on Grizzly Lake, out of this world. Those are the things that like paradise is like made of. Being the only person out there during the golden hour when the mountains are mirrored images like on the lake, and two huge beavers flapping their tails all over the place. It felt like a shark. It felt like a shark was gonna come up under the boat and just like bump us out. And the dogs were so good. Phoenix just slept and just kind of was perked up a little bit, and they totally know their spot in the boat. They know what their rules are. It made me so proud. And we're getting really good. I'm getting really good with like doing everything right with the boat, putting it back away right. The thing is a pig. It probably weighs like 60 pounds. That's okay. Like, I can carry it all the way down there. Like, it was down like a rocky kind of slope or whatever. But, you know, like I think people might look at me and be like, is she really out there by herself? Like with those dogs? Like, there was a guy like traveling on a motorcycle, like a cross-country motorcycle with like the hard, you know, like panniers, probably like a BMW type motorcycle, and he had his big long zoom lens camera out taking pictures of the golden hour as I was packing my car up. And I just kind of wonder, you know, like he's out here like doing the same thing, you know, just like on a motorcycle. You see more guys doing stuff like that, and then there's me, you know, like 44 years old, 2 dogs, and like all the gear to be able to do what I want to do and to do it right. That's the thing, you gotta have all the stuff that you need to be able to go do cool shit. There's not much else that I need, really. Camping wise, I've got all the clothes, I've got all the gear, I've got the tent, got all my kitchen stuff. Just time to come out here and do this. And to think that for like a minute on Friday, I was like, I don't know, maybe I should just stay home and have like a 3-day weekend at home and just get stuff done. And, you know, I was just tired. And I'm so glad that I came out here and let myself wander. You know, when I passed the Twin Lakes, I was like, oh shit, this is like, there's a lot of people around and like campgrounds, and I was like, I don't know, kind of looks too big. Like, let's keep going up Independence Pass, because I was still looking for a campground. And the farther I went up Independence Pass, the farther I got away from the Twin Lakes. And then just coming down this road for as many miles as I did and seeing Grizzly Reservoir was just like unbelievable. I had no idea that I was going to be able to find a lake up here that, you know, I could kayak on and not have to leave my camp really to go very far. I mean, where I put in is like a 5-minute drive down this dirt 4-wheel drive crazy rocky road. So it was great. I'm super proud of myself again, and it's getting so much more fun. And I don't miss anybody, and it's just quiet. listening to the creek, watching the moon and the stars. I've got my dogs. Nobody's here to annoy me or yell at me or get upset or not want to go where I want to go or just get, you know, aggravated or I don't know, just all the shit that I was used to in my past. Now I can go as far down the road as I want. I can search for the perfect camp spot. I can put the air conditioning on and drive with the windows down. Alright, well I'm gonna go to sleep. Thanks for being here with me.
You probably can't see the beavers, but they're straight up ahead. There's 2 of them. There, did you see the splash? So far, Jess is the only one that's kind of paying attention. Oh, look at, hey, Phoenix. Stay there. I hope you can see these. Oh, splash. Do you see him? It's probably, oh shit, dude. No. Stay. Oh shit.